What's up everybody, it's Broken Bones here and welcome to Broken's Bedrock Tutorials. Today we're going to be showing you how to build the expandable Nether Wart Farm. This farm is fully AFK-able because it uses bubble vaders and water streams to push the player through the farm so he can replant more Nether Wart. And this farm can be built in a singular module or many. Up to 4 of these modules will fit inside of an entire chunk, and you can build this up to 5 chunks long and 2 chunks wide, giving you 40 of these modules. Each module is 8 Nether Wart wide and 8 slices tall, so that way you get an entire stack of Nether Wart planted in each module. When the player has completed replanting all of the Nether Wart, he will go back up this bubble vader into this water stream and he'll be pushed over here to this timer. This timer has a block in the way so the player will not go through until the timer is done, so that way all the Nether Wart has regrown. And what makes this farm better than all the rest of them that you're going to find on YouTube is the fact that it's expandable. There's a secret that I use to make this happen, and that's the only way that it's going to work. All of the other designs that you're going to find on YouTube are small and janky, and they won't wield you that much Nether Wart. It takes approximately 90 seconds for the player to go up the bubble vader and all the way through the farm, all the way down to the bottom, and in which case he's going to be harvesting about 4 stacks of Nether Wart, but he's going to be planting one, so that's going to leave him about 2 to 3 stacks of Nether Wart every minute and a half. If you built this farm to its full size, then you would not need a timer up top. Simply just the time it takes to go around the entire farm would be enough time for all the Nether Wart to regrow, and in which case you'd be getting about 88 stacks per hour. That's approximately 5,600 Nether Wart per hour. And if you guys are enjoying today's video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. Be sure to share this video with all your friends and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss more videos like this one. And with that being said, let's jump into the tutorial. A material list will be down in the description. To get things started, you're going to want to chunk align your farm and sub-chunk align it. And if you don't know how to do that, I have a tutorial on that, and it's up in the right-hand corner there for you guys. And once you have your chunk laid out just like I do, you're going to want to come to the front right corner and count in 4 blocks. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead and place a block right there, and then you come out by 2 more in the front. Come around back and place in 3 more. 1, 2, and 3, just like so. Go ahead and grab yourself a pressure plate, put it on the block right there, one from the edge, and then over here we're going to come to the last block right here, face in this direction, and put yourself in a door just like this. Now we need to go ahead and take ourselves some soul sand. Go ahead and come over to this side of that pressure plate, put yourself some soul sand in right there, and then grab your glass, put in a temporary piece right there, come up by 2 blocks on this side and 2 blocks on that side, and you can break this one out. Go ahead and bring your glass all the way to the front just like this. Go ahead and bring that all the way across. This side, go ahead and bring it all the way up to your soul sand, and then on your soul sand, put a temporary block, bring each side up by 2 blocks just like this, and then you can break that one out. Right here in front of your pressure plate, go ahead and place in another piece of glass right there, and one more just like this. Place a button right here, and then come across right here, and just diagonally from your soul sand here, you're going to place another button on this piece of glass right here just like that. Then grab yourself some water, go ahead and put it in front of your door. It should push you over towards the pressure plate here, and then on top of your soul sand, go ahead and put 2 more water sources just like this, and you're going to see that the water gets pulled out to the side like that. Once you have this in place, go ahead and come down here to your pressure plate right here. We're going to come down by 1 block just like this. Go ahead and put yourself in a repeater right there just like that, and put that on 4 ticks. Then in front of that, go ahead and place in yourself a block right there, and then a piston, a sticky piston facing up just like this, with an observer on its face just like that, with the red dot facing this way. Then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and place in ourselves a temporary block right here. Come onto this side and place in yourself a sticky piston facing into that bit of glass right there. And now anytime that you walk onto this, you're going to see that you get pushed right into your soul soil right there. So that way you get pushed up into this water stream. So as you guys saw, I built this just like this next to this pressure plate here. We have a 4-tick repeater. That actually can't go there now because the newest update just made it to where items don't go through repeaters anymore. So if you take a look at this, we'll go ahead and waterlog the repeater and put water going into here. So now we have a water stream and items should go right across that, but it doesn't. So if we take some Nether Wart here, you can clearly see that it gets stuck right there on the repeater, which is no good. So to fix that, what we're going to do is we're going to do a real simple fix here. What we need to do here is we're going to come right down here, go ahead and come down below your pressure plate just like that, and then come out here by 2 blocks like that. Break this block and break that block. Put some redstone dust right here, and then go ahead and put your 4-tick repeater over here on this side, facing into that block, which is right underneath that piston. And then be sure that you take out this repeater right here, and that can just be broken out and no changes need to happen. Now if we go ahead and put our water back, you can see that if we add that back, now if we put some Nether Wart in, it's going to flow right across, no problem. Through the rest of the tutorial, you're actually going to see these just like that with the repeater in there, just like so. But just know that that's incorrect. That doesn't need to be there. It's going to have to go underneath here. So for the rest of the tutorial, just disregard the way it looks and do this instead. Once you know that that's working, go ahead and come over here to your door, and then we're going to go ahead and place in a bit of glass right here. We're going to skip the door, then we're actually going to place in a bit of glass just like this, all the way around here, just like so. And you break the middle one out. This is going to be your fall chute, so you can fall right down into there when you're done replanting the farm. Then take this glass and bring it all the way across the top of your water stream just like that, just like so. And then what we can do is we can go ahead and get rid of this temporary block right here. And then you're going to take an observer, you're going to take it on top of this piston right there with the red dot facing up just like this. Then you're going to take 2 blocks, you're going to put one right there and one right there. Then go ahead and take 2 more right here and then put a temporary one there and 2 more right here. On top of this one right here, go ahead and put yourself in a temporary block and one up on top just like this. And then grab yourself a comparator, put it in there in this direction facing away from the observer there. And then over here, put one in the opposite direction just like this. Then go ahead and put redstone dust on top of all of these areas just like so, just like that. And then grab yourself a sticky piston, face it in the upwards position just like this. Then you're going to grab some slime blocks and you're going to count 11 slime blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then a redstone block. And then we're going to skip a block just like this. We're going to go ahead and take another sticky piston, break out our temporary block, and we're going to count up 10 slime blocks now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to get ourselves a redstone block just like this. And then on this side of that redstone block, we're going to go ahead and put ourselves in a melon block like this so it doesn't stick to that slime. And then on top of that, we can put in ourselves a repeater just like this. Once you have this in place, then go ahead and come back down into your farm. Let's go ahead and test it out. You should see that whenever you cross this pressure plate here, that those are going to go ahead and spring up. So as you can see, our piston did come up and now it's come back down. Once you've tested this and you know it's working, then go ahead and grab your glass. We're going to go right to our bubble vader here, and we're going to take this glass all the way up. So bring this all the way up to here, just like this, to your melon block, wherever that is. There it is right there. And right in front of that repeater, put yourself in a solid block just like that. You should see that it comes all the way up right in front of that melon block. And then once you have that, then you're going to come back down here and go ahead and bring the other sides of this all the way up to the final side. On the side that I'm facing on right now, we're only going to come up 2 blocks. So we're going to come up like this. We're going to come all the way up and minus 2 blocks from the top. So we're going to come all the way up just like this. And then wherever it stops, we're going to go ahead and take out 2 blocks from there, just like this. Once you have this tube of glass made, go ahead and fall back down into your water bubble vader here. And then you can go ahead and take your water and go ahead and fill this whole tube up. Once you have your water in place, you should see that anytime that you enter the farm, if you go just like this, you're going to get pushed into that bubble vader, and then it's going to take you all the way up just like this. And if that doesn't happen, then you've done something wrong and you need to fix it. And once you know this is all working, then go ahead and come back down here to your soul sand. We're going to come up the glass right here on this side. We're going to come up by 3 blocks. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and place in yourself a redstone ore block right there. And if you guys have guessed it, this is my secret of how I've been able to make this farm expandable. And you guys will find out how that works here in a little bit. And so on the back side of this one, you're going to want yourself an observer right there just like this. And then you're going to want to put a block on its face just like that. Over and down here, go ahead and put yourself in a temporary block, and then we're going to use a glass block right there, and then go ahead and put yourself in another block right there. Go ahead and bring yourself in a repeater, put that on 4 ticks just like this, and then over here, go ahead and bring yourself in a temporary block right there, and then go ahead and put 2 right here, and 2 more right here just like that. Then grab yourself a comparator, go ahead and put 1 in there, turn around and put yourself another one in just like that. Put redstone dust in these locations just like so. Then grab yourself a redstone torch just like this and a sticky piston, and go ahead and face in this direction and face that sticky piston facing right into that redstone ore block right there. Then on top of this observer here, go ahead and place in yourself 2 blocks just like this. And then on top of this redstone torch, place in yourself a block right there with a redstone torch on its face. And then put another block up just like this with another redstone torch on its face. And then right in front of that redstone torch on top of that block, go ahead and come down here and face a sticky piston facing down, and it should touch that block. I think you guys could see that this circuit was working at the end of that clip there, but just to test it, we're going to go ahead and put a couple blocks right here on top of that piston arm just like this. And then also down here by your soul sand, take a temporary block and 1 more out like that. That's where you're going to fall down to. And then once you have all this in place, you can go ahead and test out your circuit. you're going to want to fall right on top of your redstone ore block, just like that. It should release you just like so, and then in a minute it should go right back, and then when this powers off, it's going to do the same thing, but it's going to be okay because you're going to be in the farm already. And now after watching that, if you're still wondering how this redstone ore block is the secret to my farm, then don't worry, you're about to find out. And now what we need to do is we need to come down to this block right here, placing yourself a temporary block on top of it, and put 2 bits of glass just like that on each side. Go ahead and bring this one up to the bottom of your piston here. This one, go ahead and bring it all the way up to the top of your blocks right here, and then go up by 2 more just like so, just like that. Then off the side of this block, we're going to count 8 more solid blocks. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you should see that that brings you right to the edge of your chunk right here. And then once you're done doing that, we're going to count up 23 blocks from here. So we're going to go just like this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, just like that. And then once you have that in place, go ahead and come back down to the bottom here. We're going to come right above our glass here with a 2-block gap. So we're going to put a block in right there. So there's a 2-block gap right here. You're going to bring this all the way across here just like this, leaving a 1-block gap between that and the wall over here that you've just made. And then on top of this one, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to give a 2-block gap, 1 above our head, and then go ahead and bring this all the way back here just like this, leaving a 1-block gap between here and the glass. And you're going to do that all the way up. So go ahead and do this all the way up to the top. Once you've reached the top, then you're going to be right here where I am, and then what you're going to want to do is put a temporary block up there to put yourself in a block right there. That should be right at head level just like this. Go ahead and bring that all the way back to here, leaving another 1-block gap right here, but this time we're at the very top. So next what we're going to do is we're going to come right here just like that, put a block in just like this, so you have a block right here, and then go ahead and put in one sideways just like this and connect that all the way up to your other roof block. This will allow the player to go up and over and back down. So now your farm should be looking like this, and once it is, go ahead and come to the top, and we're going to place in our buttons now. So go ahead and place in a button right there, and that's going to allow the water to flow over but not down here. Then we're going to need a button right here just like that, and go ahead and place buttons on the top right here just like so, and go ahead and skip the last block right there. Then go ahead and come on down. We're going to put a button right there on the side where this gap is right here. Then we're going to put buttons on top of here just like this. And then again, we're going to skip the top block where the gap is right here. We're going to come on down, put a button right here, and go ahead and do the top again right here. And so basically, anywhere that there's a gap, you're not going to do the block above. You're going to come on down and do the block to the side, just like this. So once you have all of your buttons done, you should see that you have buttons on the entire roof, except for where there's a gap. And where there is a gap, you have one on the side here, just like this, and any on both sides, just like so. So when you have that done, go ahead and come back up to the top, and it looks like I missed a button right there. So go ahead and make sure you have all your buttons in place. And then when you're back up to the top, go ahead and grab yourself some soul sand. And this is going to be easiestly done from the top down, so I recommend coming up here. And go ahead and bring this all the way across just like so, the width of your floor just like that. Where there's the gap, don't put any more soul sand. And then on the back side of this one, we're going to grab 2 dispensers. We're going to count over 4 blocks. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 just like that. And these 2 blocks right here are the 2 middle blocks. They're going to get 2 dispensers facing up just like this. And then you can take a couple blocks and go ahead and put 3 blocks on this side and put 3 blocks on that side. Alright, and then what we can do now is we can go ahead and put in 2 temporary blocks just like this. And then in survival, you guys can come down here to this layer, pillar on out, and then go ahead and get yourself some observers facing downwards just like that. You can do that. And then go ahead and grab yourself some redstone dust and put that on top of there. And then you can put your blocks down here just like this, and then that way your dispensers don't power. And then once you have that done, then we can go ahead and take ourselves some glass. Go ahead and bring some glass around here just like this. And you're going to go ahead and bring that around the side just like so. And then make sure that it's encompassing the whole thing. And then go ahead and bring that all the way to the front just like this. Then on this side, go ahead and do the exact same thing. Go ahead and bring that all the way across here just like so. And you might have to come out of the farm to get this side right here just like that. Go ahead and encase that all the way in there just like so. Then right here, what we can do is we can go right across the top here just like so. Go ahead and grab yourself a temporary block there, and then bring solid blocks all the way across the top just like this. And then right here above your nether wart area, we're going to bring this up by 2 blocks. So go ahead and bring this all the way across here just like so. And then right here we can come up by a block right there, and then continue that across with that right there. And then go ahead and bring this all the way to the edge just like so, and you can put another block right there. So now if you look in the front, you have an completely encased area just like that. Then you can take yourself some water buckets. So let's grab ourselves one more water bucket. You can put the water buckets inside of your dispensers just like this. Go ahead and put both of those in there, and then grab your nether wart and go ahead and plant that in. If you guys want to, you guys can take these 3 blocks right here and turn those into glass. That might actually look a little bit better with the rest of the farm. So once you have that all done, now you should have your nice looking area just like this. And then you need to go ahead and duplicate this going all the way down your farm. Once you've got that done, you can come to the front of the farm, and anytime you come to the front of the farm, you should see that anywhere your soul sand is, that you have a 2-block gap up above all the way across, and all behind it you have a 1-block gap just like this. And then anywhere that your player is going to be, you can put glass, that way you can see them all the way through however many modules you're going to have. When you finish all of these and you finally get to the bottom, your farm should now be looking like this with every layer filled up with nether wart. Once you have that done, you can come back down to the bottom, and then right off of this glass right here, we're going to go ahead and take this glass all the way across the side of our farm here. Take yourself some water, go ahead and put it in there, and you should see that it ends right here. It doesn't actually flow down. And then once you've got that, go ahead and bring your glass all the way up here just like this. Go ahead and come up here in the sides just like so. Go ahead and do the exact same thing. Bring it all the way across over here just like that. Put your water in, and then go ahead and make it 2 blocks tall just like that. And then continue up to the next layer and do this all the way up. When you get to the very top and you place in your last bit of water, then go ahead and come up here to this little area right here. Go ahead and put in glass right here. Put in one last bit of water right there on top of your bubble vader, and it should come over here to that button, which will send the player up and over and back down into the farm, and then go and encase that all with glass. Once your farm has all the water in it and it's fully encased with glass, go ahead and come back to this repeater up on top right here. We need to go ahead and connect this up now. So go ahead and place in yourself a dot of redstone dust right there and one up on top of this block. Then you can come right back down on top of here, bring this across and over. Then down here on the top of the solid blocks, go ahead and come on down all the way to this level and bring that all the way to your repeaters. That repeater there should have enough signal strength to power all of these. And then once those observers tick, it's going to go ahead and power that water, which will harvest all of your nether wart, and it'll continue to do that all the way down your farm. And then when it unpowers, it'll go ahead and do the exact same thing, except now it's going to withdraw the water and make it to where you can plant more nether wart. Once you have all this wired up, then go ahead and come back down to the bottom of your farm down here. We're going to come down to this block right below your redstone ore block. This is right where you're going to fall down out of your farm. So once you're down here, go ahead and place in 2 blocks on the side of that block right there. Then come to this side, you're going to place in 2 more over here. And now you should see that you're lined up with your door up there and your pressure plate right here. Go ahead and take your packed ice, place in 2 bits of packed ice and then a solid block just like this, and put yourself a pressure plate on top of that solid block. We're going to replicate exactly what's over here on that pressure plate, so we're going to come around back right here. We're going to put in ourselves some soul sand right there. That's going to be our bubble vader. Then on this side, we're going to go ahead and place in some more packed ice, and from here on forward, any more, if you're going to be placing any more blocks right here, this is going to be all packed ice because this is going to be a water stream for your collection system. So on top of this, we're going to go ahead and place in our repeater right here. We're going to put that on 4 ticks just like this. We're going to do the exact same thing, so we're going to copy this. We're going to place a block up right here. We're going to go ahead and take ourselves a piston just like this, a sticky piston with an observer on its face with the red dot facing in this direction. Then we're going to take ourselves a temporary block with another sticky piston right here just like that, and that's going to have a piece of glass on its face, and you can go ahead and bring that glass all the way across just like this, and you can bring a piece of glass down here like so. You're going to leave these 2 blocks open because these 2 blocks are where the items are actually going to flow out of the player water stream and flow down into the collection system. But in order to make sure that that happens properly, we need to come around back right here. We need to place in some glass right here just like this, and then we also need to place 2 bits of glass right here like that. Then we need to come around on this side, grab yourself your buttons, and you're going to place a button in right there and a button in right there. That's going to make sure that the water flows in this direction and not on down, and that way the water stream down here continues to flow where it's supposed to. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and encase all this, so go ahead and bring your glass up here just like this. Make sure it's 2 blocks tall all the way around, and then when you get to this area, go ahead and come up here with a temporary block and go ahead and bring this wall all the way across here just like so. And now you have yourself a nice little area like this. Go ahead and top this off with some glass right there, and then around your soul sand right here, go ahead and encase this as well. Go ahead and bring this up by 2 blocks just like so. We're going to do the exact same thing over there, so we're going to go ahead and bring in some another block just like this, just like so. Put some glass on top of that one. Bring some glass out here like so. Put 1 more bit of glass right there. Put a button on it just like this. Put a button over here just off to the side of the pressure plate. Come over 1 block and put yourself in a button right there. Then you can go ahead and put yourself in some water in here. So go ahead and grab your water. Go ahead and put your water on top of your soul sand, and you should see that the top one flows out and over just like it did the first time. Then once you have that in place, go ahead and come down into here, put yourself some water right here at the beginning, and you should see that it flows out and over just like that. Once you have that water stream in place, then go ahead and test it out real quick. Go ahead and come back over here, break this piece of glass out right here, and throw yourself some items in there. Go ahead and make sure that they're all going where they're supposed to be, and in fact I missed that one. So make sure that they go into the water just like that, and you should see that all of those items come out here to the ice stream down below. So there's all of our items right there, right where we want them to be, and none of them are over here. Once you know all your items are going right here, then that's pretty good. Go ahead and collect them all back up, and don't worry about the water just yet. We'll do that last. So once we have that all in place, then we need to go ahead and top off our water stream right here. Go ahead and put your roof over that. And then around your bubble vader here, go ahead and bring this all the way up to the top, just like we did with the other one. Once you've reached the top, then go ahead and fall back down inside, and then go ahead and do all of your water all the way up. Once your bubble vader is to the top just like this, now you have a choice. You can either build yourself another module, or you can finish the farm. If you're building yourself another module, continue watching, and if you want to finish the farm, then skip to the end of the video. I have a chapter called Finishing the Farm. So to add another module to this, first we're going to go ahead and come down here to our observers right here. We're going to go ahead and place in blocks just like this, and then over here just like so. We're going to put them on the bottom of our glass blocks, and we're going to do that at every layer. So when you finally reach the bottom, it should be looking like this, and so you should also notice that all these blocks are underneath your glass in parallel with these nether wart and soul sand blocks. So anywhere you have your glass and soul sand, you should have blocks behind it, and when you're all done, it should look just like this with every layer staggering back and forth just like so. Once you've got that finished, then if you come over here to your observers, you should see that you're right in line with your bubble vader right here. So this wall is right in line with it, and if you've done that, then you've done everything correctly. Then what we need to do is we need to come one block below our line of blocks here, below our observers, and we're going to come right off this bubble vader here just like that. We're going to place in a temporary block and one out to the side just like this, so we have a floor in front of these blocks. So we're going to bring this all the way across out here just like that, and then we're going to go ahead and duplicate what we did on this side. So we're going to bring this out by one more block, and we're going to go ahead and bring this all the way up to match the same height as that one right there. So we're going to stop right at the same height, and once you have that in place, then we can come back down, and what we're going to do is anywhere we have these blocks, we're going to go ahead and put in a line of floor blocks. So starting from over here, we're going to go ahead and put in our floor blocks just like that, and it's going to stop right there. Then over here, the next layer up, it's going to go right here just like this, and it's going to stop right there. So you're going to do this all the way up, going back and forth. Once you've reached the top, then go ahead and place in a temporary block on the very top of that one. Go ahead and break it out and come out to the side, and go ahead and bring this all the way one block away from your glass right here. Once you have that in place, go ahead and break these two pieces of glass out, come up by a block right here, and then another one right here. Go ahead and break out your temporary block, and then go ahead and bring this roof all the way across here just like so. Right here at this one, we can go ahead and break this one out. Go ahead and grab yourself a melon block, put that in right there, put yourself in a repeater just like this, and now we need to build ourselves our piston tower. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our slime blocks and our redstone blocks, go ahead and bring these all down here, and then we're also going to need ourselves some of these repeaters and redstone dust. And now we need to connect this piston up just like this one is, all the way up to the top up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come right to this piston right here. We're going to come off that with an observer just like this. Go ahead and grab yourself some solid blocks, put those in right here just like so, and then we're going to go ahead and come down by 2 blocks right there and come up by 2 blocks right here just like that. Then what we need to do right here is put in a temporary block and come up one by that. Then go ahead and put yourself in a comparator facing in this direction, come around this side and put one facing in that direction. Then take some redstone dust and put it on top of all of these areas just like so. And then right here on the side of this block, you can go and put yourself in a sticky piston just like that. We're going to count up 11 slime blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, just like that. Put in ourselves a redstone block and then skip a block. And then we're going to place in another sticky piston just like that. And this time we're going to count up 10 slime blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now you should see you're at the bottom of the melon block, and you can place your redstone block right there, right beside it. Once you've got that completed, go ahead and come back to the inside of your farm right here, and we have some glass that we need to put in. So you're going to notice from the other farm, the other module over here, we have some glass, but our new module is not completed. So we're going to go ahead and put glass in wherever it needs to be completed up. So make sure that all of your areas like this, they're all filled in, so you don't have anywhere water or you could escape. And make sure it's only on this side. So go all the way down your farm, anywhere that there's a gap, make sure that there's no gap and that you're completely encased inside your farm, and just do this all the way down, making sure that the whole farm is safe. Once you get to the bottom, you're going to stop your glass right there, just like that. And then what you're going to do is double check to make sure that everything is looking good. And once it is, it should look just like this. And then once you have that done, go ahead and come back down to the bottom. Now it's time to install this circuit. So to get started on this circuit, we're going to come right down here to this block. We're going to go ahead and place in a block right there and a block all the way up, just like this. That way that completes the encasement of our farm, but it's going to be solid blocks. Now we're going to take ourselves our redstone ore block. We're going to put that on that side. And then from there, we're going to put an observer facing out just like this with a block on its face. And then down here, we're going to come down by a glass block just like this. Then we're going to take another block and come up just like that. And come out to the side right here. We're going to go and put another block right here. And then 3 more on this side just like so. Up on top right here, we're going to take ourselves a repeater on 4 ticks just like that. Then over here, we're going to take a comparator, put it facing into that block. And then over here, put one in the other direction like this. Go ahead and take some redstone dust and put it in those areas. Then off to the side of this block right here, we're going to take ourselves a redstone torch and put it right there like that. Then a sticky piston on the front of that redstone torch facing this direction, which should hit that redstone ore block. And then when you have that in place, go ahead and take yourself 2 more blocks just like this, and go ahead and break that one out right there in the middle. And then go ahead and put yourself in a redstone torch right there, and yourself a redstone torch in right there. Once you have that in place, then go ahead and come to the front of that redstone torch and place yourself in a sticky piston facing down, which should hit that block. Once you have this circuit installed, then go ahead and come on top of this observer right here. We're going to throw in the final block, so go ahead and put those 2 blocks in right there, and then on top of this piston arm, go and throw yourself another block right there, so that way your drop chute is all encased. And then once you have that done, go ahead and grab your buttons, and now it's time to do your buttons again. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and go on the top, and anywhere that the gap is not going to be, we're going to go ahead and put buttons all up along right here. And then anywhere that there's a gap, we're going to put a button right there. Then we're going to come up on top. We're going to go ahead and put in all of our buttons right here, just like that, not where the gap is. And anywhere that there's a gap, we're going to put the button on the left-hand side right there. So again, we're going to come on up. No button where the gap is. We're going to put all the buttons on the top right here, just like this. And where the gap is, we're going to put a button on the left. So as we move up, no button on top where the gap is. We're going to do the ones on the roof just like this. I tried to do that a little too fast, so I messed up there. But nonetheless, you're going to want your buttons just like this. And then where the gap is, 1 on the side, none on top. And then over here, more buttons just like so. And you're going to do this all the way up. So anywhere that the roof is, put them on top. And anywhere that there's a gap, put it on the side. And where there's a gap, do not put it on top. Once you have all your buttons in place, it should look just like this, where anywhere there's a gap, there's no buttons on the top, but there's one on the side down here, and on both sides. So as you can see all the way up, we have that going on. So once you've reached the top, go ahead and take your last button, and you can put it in right there. That's going to make sure that the water doesn't go down any further than right here where this button is. So once you have that, now we can go ahead and get started on our soul sand. So go ahead and get all these blocks in your inventory just like this, and that'll go ahead and prepare you to do your soul sand. So once you have that in place, then you're going to come up by a block right here from the top. So go ahead and where your floor is, going to come up by 1 block and stretch this out to the edge of your floor just like so. Then right here in the middle, you're going to do the exact same thing we did on the last one. You're going to find the 2 middle blocks right here. You're going to go ahead and place 2 upwards facing dispensers just like this. Go ahead and put 3 blocks on each side just like so. And then right here, we can go ahead and take 2 temporary blocks on top of these dispensers. Go ahead and grab your observers, have them facing down just like this. Go ahead and put 2 blocks on their faces just like that next to those dispensers. Break out your temporary blocks right here. Put redstone dust on top just like that. And then go ahead and take your glass. Go ahead and bring that out and across just like so. Bring this all the way around here, all the way to your observers. And then on the other side, continue that all the way around and bring that all the way up to the front of your soul sand right here. Then when you're on top of this guy, go ahead and grab your other blocks. You can go ahead and place in some blocks right on top of here, just like that. And then wherever your soul sand is, you're going to place in another line of blocks, except this one is going to be 1 up. So you have a 2 block gap down there. Go ahead and bring this all the way across to encase your farm. And then go ahead and put yourself in a block right there. Once your farm's encased, go ahead and make your way over to this side. I have purposely left this glass open so you guys could get into this area just like this. And then once you're in here, then you can go ahead and take your water buckets. Go ahead and come into here. Grab your water bucket, put it in that dispenser. Grab another water bucket, put it in that dispenser. And you should see that anywhere that your water is going to be over here, it's a 1 block gap. And anywhere that your nether wart's going to be, you have yourself a 2 block gap. So once you have that for sure, then go ahead and grab your nether wart and go ahead and plant that all the way across just like so. and then you're going to repeat this all the way down your farm. And when you finally got into your last farm, go ahead and place all the nether wart in there just like that, and you should have your water buckets in there, dispensers, and all the nether wart planted. Go ahead and drop right out of here, and it should let you on out. Once you're out here, go ahead and come back up to the top here, and go ahead and make sure that you put in your last bit of water. So right here, go ahead and put in some water right here. Go ahead and put in some water right there for the water stream. Then up here, make sure to put your glass in there just like that to fully encase that. Then you can go down your farm and go ahead and make sure that water is all of these areas, and make sure that it's going back and forth just like this. Once you put your last bit of water in, you should see that it goes right over here to this redstone ore block. We're going to fall right down on top of that so we can head on out. So once we get on out of here, then we're going to go ahead and come on 2 blocks down. We're going to go ahead and put ourselves in a block right there. We can break that one out. And now we're going to start our water stream all over again. So we're going to come out here by 2 blocks just like this. 2 more out here to the side just like that. We need our packed ice. We're going to put in 2 blocks of packed ice right there and a solid block. And now we need to go ahead and wire this up. Once you have this in place, then we need to come on down here, grab your packed ice and bring that all the way to your block that's right here. Then grab yourself a pressure plate, put that on top right there. Then we need to grab ourselves a repeater. Go ahead and put that on 4 ticks right here in this area. 1 more tick just like that. Then grab yourself a solid block. Go ahead and put that up in front of that repeater. Grab yourself a sticky piston. That's going to go up there just like this with an observer on its face with the red dot facing in this direction. Then we're going to go ahead and come up by another block right here. Grab yourself a sticky piston. Put that in right there. And then you can go ahead and break out that temporary block. And in fact, we can break out that temporary block too. And then over here, we need to go ahead and place in our glass. Let's go ahead and bring our glass in. We're going to bring glass all the way across just like this. And then of course right here, we're going to go ahead and come down by 1 bit of glass right there. Back here, we're going to have some more glass. So let's go ahead and put in a temporary block there and bring this all the way across just like so. Just like that. So go ahead and break this temporary block out. Then you can put that one back. And then right here on those bits of glass, we need to come around to this side. We need to put 2 buttons on them. So go ahead and put a button there and a button there just like that. And then we're going to come back around here. Go ahead and put glass in between these 3 blocks right here. 1, 2, and 3 just like that. And once you have that, now your water stream for your items is all enclosed. And then over here, we can go ahead and take ourselves a bit of water right here and go ahead and encase that off with a piece of glass. And you'll see that's going to flow in that direction. Then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring a button in right here. So let's go ahead and put ourselves a button in on this block. So break out this glass block, put yourself on a button, put that back, and then we'll come back to this later when we're ready to finish the farm. This is how your water streams are going to go. So if you're ready to end the farm, then you can put a piece of glass here. If you're not ending the farm, then you can continue this out to wherever you're going to end it. But since you know how to put in another module, all you're going to do is if you want to add another module, you're going to repeat this step that we did over and over and over again until you're finally done. And again, you can build this up to 5 chunks long and 2 chunks wide. And if you built it 2 chunks wide, then you need to build them in the same orientation, which I'll do next. But first, let's go ahead and finish up the one that we're working on. If we come back down here to our block underneath our redstone ore block, we can place in a temporary block right there and one off to the side. Go ahead and bring that up by 2 blocks, and we're going to go ahead and place in a block there, and a block there, and a block there. So now that the whole side is encased, then go ahead and place 2 blocks right there, so that way that side's encased. Place in a temporary block and one out to the side, come up by 2 blocks, and fill this whole area in just like that. And it looks like our system is working there, so that's good. Then off to the side right here, we're going to need ourselves a bit of soul sand. So grab yourself a piece of soul sand and put it right there on the side of that pressure plate right there. Grab yourself some more glass. Put glass on all 3 sides of that guy right there. And then over here, go ahead and place in yourself 1 more bit of glass and 2 more out here just like that. And place in yourself 1 more right there and 1 more right there. Grab yourself a button, put it in there just like so. Then you can come all the way back here to the beginning. Placing yourself some water right there, that should flow all the way out and out front. And then of course in our bubble vader, we're going to put 1 water there and 1 water there. And as you can see, it's going to flow to that direction. So we're going to need a button right there to stop it from flowing in that direction and flow in this direction. Once all of your water streams are in place, go ahead and grab your glass and go ahead and put a top over all of your water streams just like this. And then once you get to this point, you can come back over here to your bubble vader and go ahead and bring this all the way up to the top. Once your bubble vader is in place, then be sure to grab some redstone and come back to your circuit right here. We're going to go ahead and wire this guy up. So go ahead and put some redstone dust on top of here in all these places and bring your redstone dust all the way down to here so it touches that redstone on top of that observer there. And once you have that in place, now you can either continue on building the same module as this one right here, the second module. So go into the chapters of the video and go ahead and click on second module and rewatch this over and over again if you want to expand the farm out this way. And so if you're going to be doing that, you're going to need to do the slime block and all that too, and wire all this up and do all the nether wart and soul sand. So be sure to do all that over and over again as many times as you like. And then if you're not done and you want to finish the farm, then go ahead and click to the end of the video. I have a chapter called Finishing the Farm. Go ahead and click on that, and that'll show you how to finish the farm regardless of which way we're building it. So next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and build another farm side by side. So now that you guys know how to extend it in this direction going this way, now we're going to extend it out to the side, because this can be up to 5 chunks long and 2 chunks wide. So we're going to get started on that next. So I recommend starting the tutorial over, go ahead and re-watch the entire thing, and go ahead and build yourself another set of farms right here in the second chunk over. And then once you have all this done and dusted, then it's time to go ahead and finish up your farm. So to finish up your farm, we're going to go ahead and build on the first one, and everything I do, we're going to have to do to both of them if you have 2 sides of this. If you only have one, then you only have to do it to the one side. But then go ahead and come on down here to your door right here in the front. Go ahead and take your glass all the way up to the top, up above your blocks right here, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and come all the way back down and do it again on this side. So go ahead and bring this all the way up as well. And then we're going to go above the door and do the same thing. So go ahead and bring that all the way up to the top up there, and that should be exactly kind of like 1 block above your top of your machine right there. So go ahead and come back down and go ahead and go to the top of the door, place in a temporary block if you need to, and then go ahead and bring this all the way up to the top as well. Once your glass is at the top, make sure you do that on both sides if you have 2 farms just like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come across on top of this redstone block right here, place in a temporary block and 2 more just like that, and then break out your temporary block. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and extend this all the way back to our bubble vader back here. So we're actually going to stop 1 block shy of that block right there. So you're going to bring the glass to that point. Then go ahead and continue this. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up by 3 blocks, come over on top, and go ahead and bring this all the way across. Same amount of distance as the one below it, just like that. Then we're going to do the walls, so go ahead and bring these walls up by 2 blocks tall, and go ahead and extend these all the way to the end right there. Go ahead and do the same thing on the other side as well, on this side. So go ahead and put in yourself a couple blocks right here, and then bring these all the way back to the end, just like that. And then do the same thing on top, bring this back all the way to the side here, just like that. We are going to be putting water in here, but we're going to do that later. And of course, if you've got dual farms like this, then go ahead and do this on the other side as well. And now, if you've only got a single farm and you don't have this other side, then you're going to hook up your water stream just like this. You're going to go ahead and bring this over on top of your bubble vader glass, just like that. You're going to bring this up to that point. Go ahead and bring this 2 blocks above that, and do the same thing for all 3 of these. So bring these all 2 blocks above that glass. And then you can go ahead and take your water and go ahead and bring that up here too. So let's go ahead and get our water and bring that in just like this. We're going to bring that up to that point just like so, and we can get it all the way to that point. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and encase that side, and then encase this side as well, just like that. You can leave the top open for now so you can access inside. And then once you're done and it's all encased, then go ahead and place in your last bit of water there, and you're going to see that it's going to push you forward just like this. And wherever it ends, you're going to need to get yourself a button. So let's get ourselves a button here. And if we have a button right there, there we go. Alright, so once you have a button, go ahead and place it at the front of the water just like this. And then also on top of the water just like that. So it's kind of diagonally, one down there and one up here. Then when you do that, you can take another bucket of water, place it in front of that button, and you're going to see it's going to drain forward. But it's going to go all the way into your hole there, and you don't really want that. So take another button and place it right there on the front, and you'll see that the water stops. So if you only have the 1 farm over here, then go ahead and cap off your water stream all the way across, and now you're pretty much done. You still have the timer that we need to build, which goes over here, but we're going to do that at the very end, because next I'm going to show you how to hook up 2 farms. So now I'm going to go ahead and undo this. If you have 1 farm, you can leave this alone, but since I've got 2 farms and I'm doing 2 different demonstrations, I'm going to go and revert it back to the way it was, like this. So if you're doing 2 farms like I am right here, then what you're going to do is you're going to come over here to this farm right here. It's the farm on the left if you're looking at it from the back, and if you're going to be looking at it from the front, it's going to be on the right hand side. It's going to be this side over here. We're going to come to this water stream up here, this tube. We're going to bring this all the way to the glass right here, right below us, and we're going to go ahead and make a 90-degree turn, and we're going to bring that all the way across to here, just like that. We're going to bring it all the way to this bubble vader. So go ahead and take this glass. We're going to bring this glass up the bubble vader just like this, and go ahead and encase all of that just like so. Alright, so now that the bubble vader is all encased, now we need to encase our walkway right here. So go ahead and do this all the way across just like so, and then make the 90-degree corner, encase that in, and then do the same thing on this side. Go ahead and make sure that's 2 blocks tall as well. Bring that all the way across here to the other side just like that, and then that'll go ahead and encase all that in. And as you can see right now, we are kind of enclosing that. So if you want to, you can go ahead and break a few blocks out right there, just like that, to access that later. And then, of course, make sure that these are 2 blocks tall. So go ahead and put 2 blocks tall across all this glass here, just like this. Put all that across, just like so. And then, of course, we're going to come over here. We're going to bring our bubble vader up. So let's get our water and bring our bubble vader all the way to the top here, just like that. And then once it's all the way up here, put one more so it starts to flow in this direction, just like that. Once it's flowing in this direction, everywhere it stops, put a button in front and a button above it, and then put your water right there, and it'll continue flowing forward. So again, we're going to do the same thing. And right here at the corner here, this is kind of important. We do need to place in ourselves a button right there, and another one right here, and then we can put ourselves a water bucket right there. So now, as you can see, if we go just like this, we are going to get pushed just like that, and we'll go into the water stream just like so. So we're going to do the same thing right here. Go ahead and place in yourself a button there and a button there. And then once you're at the front here by your tube, place a button right there so the water doesn't go down there. And once you have that in place, then go ahead and place some more water right there in the front, and you'll see that it goes right into that button. Once this water stream is complete, go ahead and cap it all off with glass. Go ahead and come across the top of it just like this and encase all that in just like so. All the way to the end there, just like that. There we are. Okay, and now what we need to do is we need to come to this bubble vader right here, and this one's going to go directly underneath this other one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and place in a piece of glass right there, and right here. We're going to break this one out, so now we have a 2-block gap. We should be able to stand right here. We're going to take this glass, we're going to bring this all the way across here just like so, and we're going to meet it up with this other glass just like so. Then what we need to do here is we're going to go ahead and come across just like that, and we're going to put glass right there. And then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and bring out some temporary blocks. So go ahead and bring some temporary blocks and make it 2 blocks tall, and encase this whole side just like this, just like that. Make that 2 blocks tall all the way across just like so. And then right here on the other side, do the exact same thing. So bring your glass all the way across just like so. Leave this area open just like that. We'll come back to that later. And then go ahead and encase the top of it as well, just like this. And then once you have that in there, you're going to do the same thing with your water. Go ahead and bring your bubble vader up to the top. Go 1 block above that so it starts to flow. Then wherever it stops, place in your button there, and then another water source right there, and it should continue to flow forward. And then right here, go ahead and place in yourself a button right there to temporarily block that. And I don't think that's going to ruin anything if the water flows out. I think you'll be just fine if the water flows out. Once you have your bottom water stream flowing in this direction, then go ahead and come over here to this bubble vader. We're going to come right here to this block that we've just placed in. We're going to place in some soul sand right there. And we're going to put a solid block in the front of it just like this with a pressure plate on top of it like that. Down here below, we're going to go ahead and come down by a block just like this and out by a block right there. Go ahead and break this one out and put a repeater right here on 4 ticks. Go ahead and add that right there. Then right here behind that block, add yourself in a sticky piston with an observer facing this way on it with the red dot facing towards the pressure plate. And then go ahead and put yourself in a temporary block there and another sticky piston in this direction and break that one out. And grab yourself a piece of glass and go ahead and put glass there and glass there. Now anytime that you stand on this pressure plate, it's going to go ahead and push you over just like that. Once you have this little circuit built, then go ahead and encase your soul sand. So we're going to go ahead and break out our temporary block right there and encase this all the way up to here just like that. That should be all solid right there. We're going to do the same thing in the back. So bring some glass here in the back just like this. Bring that all the way up to the top there just like so. Do the same thing on this side. Go ahead and encase this up as well. So now you have 3 sides of your soul sand all encased just like this. Then on this side, we're going to go ahead and place in a temporary block and one up just like that. We're going to go ahead and place in another block out here just like so with a button on its face like this. This is going to hold our water back, so when we put our water in our bubble vader, it doesn't flow out everywhere. We're also going to need another button right here just like this, and now we can break the button out down below and our water will flow in this direction. So what we need to do now is we need to actually go ahead and place in a few blocks right here. So let's go ahead and take these blocks, bring these all the way down here just like this, and that's going to meet up where you have a 2-block gap underneath it so you can walk there. So now we can go ahead and take our water. Let's go ahead and put it on top of our soul sand there, and we'll bring that all the way up to the top up here just like this. And you should see that now if you go down here that the water is kind of flowing out in that direction. And if you go just like this, let's go ahead and come over here. If we flow into this, you should see that you land right on top of this pressure plate, and it continues to push you up into this water stream. Once you know you can go from the bottom water stream up to this water stream, then go ahead and complete this up. As you can see, it almost gets us to the edge over here, but not quite. So what we need to do is we actually need to make this work. So we're actually going to come back here by a little bit. We're going to place in a button right here on the floor 2 blocks away from the end, and we're going to go right there. So we're actually cutting the water off a little bit short because we also need a button right there just like so, and we're going to place in water just like that. That way it flows forward and down, and that way it'll continue to push us forward. My bad, the water on this one actually needs to go back by one more block, so we're going to place in a button right there, and we're going to place this button back there just like this. We're going to get rid of this water here just like that, and now you can see that we have 2 whole blocks in front of our button. That's actually necessary because this is where the timer is going to go, and if you didn't do it that way, then you would suffocate. So let's get ourselves a bucket of water here and go ahead and put that back in. And so now if we put the water right here, you can see that if we're right here at the edge of the glass, we have an air block to breathe in so we don't die. Once you have your water stream completed up, it should look like this on the side that you're going to be building your timer, which is the first side that you built. The second side can look like this. That's perfectly fine because you're going to go straight down and you're not going to be blocked by the timer. So what we're going to do here for the timer is we're actually going to come up here just like this. We're going to place in a couple temporary blocks just like that. Go ahead and break this block out and put one down facing just like this. This is going to be a sticky piston facing down on the top of that piece of glass. And that way, anytime that it gets powered, it's going to block the player from going down that chute, so he'll stay right there, which is why we need that air block right there so we don't die. So what we need to do now is we need to actually build the timer. And so to build this, we're going to go ahead and place in a solid block right there. You can break out that temporary redstone torch if you place it down and put it on the side of that block. That's where it needs to be. Then once you're on that, we go ahead and place in it 2 repeaters just like this on that side. And go ahead and put in some redstone dust right there. And then go ahead and put yourself in a comparator facing in this direction just like that. And that's going to have some redstone dust just like so. And then over here, we're going to place in ourselves a solid block up here just like this. Go ahead and put yourself in a block up there like that. And then 2 more out to this side just like so. Go ahead and grab yourself a comparator, put it facing into that block, and some more redstone dust right here just like that to complete that up. This is a pulse extender that'll hold that down for a little bit of extended time. And then what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and come over here with a couple blocks just like this. We're going to place in a repeater going in that direction and some redstone dust right there. Once your circuit is looking like this, then go ahead and come onto this side. We're going to place in a block right there and 2 right here just like that. Grab yourself some repeaters, put 1 repeater there and 1 repeater there. Then what we need to do is we need to take 2 sticky pistons on those blocks just like this facing up. Then take 2 observers having the red dot facing the repeaters just like so. Then on this side, we're going to go ahead and place in a couple temporary blocks. So go ahead and bring in a temporary block right there and blocks in front of these pistons just like so. Grab yourself 2 comparators, put 1 there and 1 there just like that. Grab yourself a couple temporary blocks, put them there just like so. And then grab yourself a dropper and look away from you just like this on the other block over there. And make sure it's facing you just like this. And then come over here and make sure that that dropper is facing you. So that way these 2 droppers are facing each other. Once you have that in place, then you can go ahead and break these out. Go ahead and get yourself a comparator. Go ahead and place in a block right there and put yourself in a comparator right there. And then what we need to do is we need to place in a sticky piston just like that in front of that comparator, and we're going to do that on both sides. So come over here, do the exact same thing. Go ahead and place in yourself a block right there. Grab yourself a comparator, place it in there just like so. Grab yourself a sticky piston, place it in there just like that. So now both sides are looking the same. Now what we need to do is we need to grab an observer with the red dot facing inwards just like this and like that. And then grab ourselves a couple of regular pistons. So go ahead and grab yourself a couple of regular pistons just like this. And go ahead and place those regular pistons right on those observers just like so. Then grab yourself a block, place it on one of those pistons, doesn't matter. One of them is going to be open, one of them is going to be closed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here by a temporary block and come out to the side just like this. And we're going to go ahead and place in a block right there, just like that. And we're going to need 2 repeaters on those. Once you have those repeaters in, then go ahead and come on right here and place in 2 more blocks right there with redstone dust on top of those. And then once you have the redstone dust in, grab yourself a sticky piston, go on top of this block right there and place in yourself a sticky piston just like this. And then grab yourself an observer, come down here and make sure that the red dot is facing down into that redstone. Then once you have that, grab yourself a daylight sensor, and you're going to want it on the lit up side. So you're going to definitely want it on that one. There's a dark mode and then a light mode. You're going to want it on the light mode like that. That way anytime it's midnight, just like this, if we go to midnight here, let's go to midnight, and then if we set it, you can see that it retracts and it's going to power that. So now that we know that that works, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go back to daytime here. Let's go back to that. All right, so now it's all lit up. What you're going to do is you're going to come to the dropper that has the block in front of it and go ahead and open it up. and you're going to go ahead and throw in, I believe it's 3 pieces of nether wart. Let me go ahead and double check that. And no, that's only 2 bits of nether wart, just like that. So put 2 bits of any item. It doesn't have to be nether wart, just any old item. As long as it's stackable just like that, you're going to want 2 items. That way that can get toggled back and forth. This timer will allow the player to stand right here while the farm is waiting for the nether wart to grow, and every other night it's going to let the player go by. So that's approximately 40 minutes, which is plenty of time for all of the nether wart to grow. If you've built your farm larger, a couple chunks out in that direction, then you might want to go ahead and test it without building this timer. If you can go through the entire farm and then come back to the beginning and all your nether wart is fully grown, then you will not need this timer. This timer is for shorter farms where the player goes through it and finishes before the nether wart's fully grown. And then once you have all that completed, it's almost finished. And let's come on down here to this repeater right here. We're going to come down here and place in a final block right there. Go ahead and place in some glass right there just like that to encase all that. Then grab yourself a barrel and a temporary block. Go ahead and place a temporary block right there and a barrel right there. Break that temporary block and place a hopper into the back of that one just like so. And then encase this all around with glass just like that. That'll go ahead and make sure all of your items get put into here. So once you have that encased, go ahead and we're going to break out this bit of glass right there. Go ahead and right beside that button on top of this repeater right here, go ahead and waterlog that repeater so the water flows on top of that hopper, and put your glass back. Then you can do the same thing to this side if you've built 2 sides. We'll go ahead and do it one more time here for you guys. We're going to go ahead and put a block right there. We're going to put a temporary block right there with a barrel right there. Break this block out with a hopper going into that one just like so. Then what we need to do is we need to place in glass going across here just like so, just like that. Then break out the glass right here below your piston, and then waterlog that repeater just like so, and that water will flow over here, and then go ahead and put that glass back. Now your storage system is all complete. You can expand the storage system if you want to with more barrels and more hoppers, or if you guys would really like to do something cool, then use some shulker box loaders, and I've got some cool shulker box loaders on my channel, and I'll leave a link up in the top right hand corner so you guys can check those out. Now your farm is fully complete. There's literally nothing left to do. It should be fully functional, so let's go ahead and test it all out. What we're going to do is we're going to come right here. We're going to come to the left side farm. If you've got 2 of them, go ahead and start in the one that has the timer. And then we're going to go ahead and enter the door. Let's go ahead and put ourselves into survival mode. Alright, so now I'm in full survival. As you can see, I've got hearts down there. And then before you start using the farm, it's probably a good idea to fill up the rest of your inventory. But if you don't mind getting a bunch of nether wart in your inventory, then that's perfectly fine. But you're definitely going to need 1 stack of nether wart in your inventory before you start planting nether wart. So now that you have your inventory all sorted out just like this, you can go ahead and open up this door and enter the farm and close the door behind you and go ahead and release. Then what's going to happen is it's going to take you through the farm. You're going to want to look down just like this, and as you can see, the water just cleared. Hold down your place button so you can start placing nether wart. Make sure that you're in a good position, and just make sure that you can plant nether wart all the way back and forth. Once you know that you're in a good position and your character is placing nether wart just like mine is consistently across all the layers, go ahead and put something down to pin your place button down, or a rubber band, or whatever you guys use, and then go ahead and just leave your character alone until he goes through the entire farm. You'll notice that when you get to the end, you're going to be almost out of nether wart. Then you're going to drop down and you're going to pick up a whole stack of nether wart, and all the nether wart that lands on that redstone block is going to go down into your collection system, and you're going to go the opposite direction. And since you have a new stack of nether wart, you're going to be able to go ahead and plant that. It looks like we forgot to place in some water right there, so go ahead and be sure to do that, and then continue to place in all of your nether wart. When you reach the end of each farm, you should pick up another stack of nether wart, drop down into the water stream, and your nether wart should be collected every time. And then you should be able to go back into the next module just like this. And of course, we're going to go into the other side of the farm now. Right here, you should see that you're going to drop straight down into the water stream below, and you're going to continue on your journey across your farm just like this. Then of course, we're going to do the same thing. Drop on down and continue planting nether wart all the way across. And again, when you reach the end of your farm, you should be just about out of nether wart, and then you're going to collect another stack. You're going to go through, and the nether wart's going to do the same thing, go into the storage system, and the player's going to go in this direction. And of course, when we reach the end of the last farm, we're going to go just like this. We're going to drop down into here. Our items are going to go there, and we're going to get transferred to the other farm where our timer is. So now we're in the bubble vader. Now we're going down this water stream. And when we reach the end, we should get pushed right into that soul sand just like this, and then we're right here at our timer. So now this timer is going to keep us here until it's done, had 2 nights pass. So if we go ahead and make it night, let's go ahead and do that here. Let's go ahead and make it midnight just like that. There's 1 night that's passed. Let's go ahead and set it to noon here. And then we'll set it to midnight one more time just like that. And now it should go ahead and open up and let us on through just like so. So after 2 nights have passed, it's going to go ahead and let you back into the farm, and at that point all your nether wart should be regrown. However, I did mine early, so mine's not regrown yet. So the ideal way to get out of this farm when you're done using it is to obviously fall down this tube and then go ahead and come back out of this door just like that, the way that you came in. However, if you're stuck here at this timer and you're waiting to go through and you don't want to wait for that timer to go through, then it might be a good idea to go ahead and place in a door. And I just kind of came up with this right now as I was looking at this, wondering how I was going to get out. So if we go just like this, we can break this bit of glass, and we can break that bit of glass and put in a door, and now we have a way to get out. Off the water stream, and you're right here at the timer, you should be able to open up this door and get yourself right out. And if you're already down the way and you're already down here, let's imitate that. So if this is going to push us down, we can go straight down here, and we can go in out this door as well. We just have to fight the water to get ourselves out, and once we're out, then we're out, and then we're gonna fall on down as we have a floor. So you might want to build yourself a better floor than what I've got there, but that's really all you need for the farm to work. And now just thinking about it, if you had a big farm and you didn't want to spend the rest of your time going through the rest of the farm, you can come down here to these redstone blocks right here, and you can come right below them, go ahead and break out that glass, break out this glass, and I put a piece of glass down here just like that, so that way that would be our floor, just like that. So go ahead and place in yourself a door facing backwards just like this, that'll hold the water in, so that way every single module you'll be able to get out that door. So again, all you'd have to do is scoot over here, put in ourselves our block right there, go ahead and come right over here, grab yourself a door, and go ahead and break out the final block and place it in there just like so. Let's see here, we need to place it in there just like that. So that way anytime you drop out of a module, you have a door to get out of. So I'll be sure to update the material list for you guys for all those doors down there, because I actually really like that idea, so you can get out of the farm anytime you really want to. So let's go ahead and check our barrels to see how much nether wart we got from our little session there. We got nothing in that one, and we got nothing in this one. I wonder why. So earlier this morning, I tested this farm and it worked just fine. And now I know why it's not working, because the game updated today, and the update from today literally caused this to happen. So now repeaters no longer allow items to pass through. So if we throw some items in there, you can see that they all stop on the repeater. How silly is that? Now I have to figure out another way to get that power to go through that piston. Which the fix I came up with isn't too bad. All you're going to do is you're going to break out that repeater right there. No changes there. Come on down here below your pressure plate. Place in a temporary block and one down just like this. Place a temporary block and one over here on that side. Break that one out. On this side, underneath your pressure plate, go ahead and place in some redstone dust, and then take yourself a repeater on this other side, and go ahead and put that on 4 ticks, and that should power that piston. So now I've removed all my repeaters out of the water stream. They're all down below here with the redstone out the back, so be sure to do that to all of your pistons, and I'll also leave a video clip in the beginning of the video letting you know that I had to do this to make that work, so that way you guys don't build it incorrectly all the way. And yeah, so now everything should work. So if we come right here to our water stream, we throw in a bunch of nether wart, just like that. It'll all go up to the front there, just like so, right into our collection system. So now if we look inside of our barrel, we have ourselves 9 pieces of nether wart. I'm really actually happy that I caught that and that update came out today and not after the tutorial, so that way you guys will have working farms for a very long time. And with that being said, you guys should have a fully functional, fully AFKable, and expandable nether wart farm that you guys can build pretty much as big as you'll ever need. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. And if you guys did, please smack the like button and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next tutorial. Take it easy, everybody.